What up, world? It's your boy Mark Waldo Ward, Super Facts Show, Super Facts Network. Today we got with us Ryder Bankz. How you doing?
Hey, how you doing? I'm doing all right. How about yourself?
Man, I'm embarrassed, man. My man JusJoose from Brick Squad set this up, and I forgot what HW stands for.
Hello world.
Ryder Bankz, the first lady of Hello World Entertainment. I'm sure many of our viewers probably saw the or heard the song you got with Frenchie and JusJoose, Too Lit, well into the 6 figures streaming.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh no, it was extremely fun actually recording that song. I actually Frenchie did his verse and I was like, let me do mine over. And he's like, no, you did great. You did great. It was fun though. Like we actually communicated when working on that song.
Oh no, you did good. You definitely didn't need to redo your verse. Not at all. Yeah, shit.
Thank you.
But that's good though. That showed that you're a perfectionist,
Yeah. I used to try to record songs in one take. So
those are the type to win. How familiar were you with Frenchie's music before you made that song? Were you a fan of his? A little bit familiar?
very much so.
Yeah.
Before Frenchie became like family, I was like definitely a fan. I was a huge fan of his. To Take My Shirt Off, that favorite classic. That's not Frenchie, but that's one of my favorites. But Frenchie, with his music, I listened to it, and then he put out his freestyle maybe a month or two before I actually got introduced to him in person. And I was like, that's hard. So when I met him, it was like weird. At first it was like fan, and then he kind of, opened up and it was like, oh, okay, he's like a brother now.
You ever heard Straight Outta Queens?
No, I haven't heard Straight Outta Queens.
Oh, you should definitely check that out. He crushes that.
I definitely will.
Yeah, he redid Straight Outta Compton and did it more than justice.
Oh wow! See, I hadn't heard it. I have to check that out.
Oh yeah, I'm a huge Frenchie fan. I got like notebooks full of Frenchie CDs and shit like that. With my old ass, I still got CDs and shit, but we ain't gonna tell nobody.
My dad's a DJ, so I can go even worse and way back further than you. I have records. So
what you think that is behind me? That's thousands of records. Yeah. But to be real with you, I ain't started buying records until like the last 5 years.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, I ain't no DJ or nothing. Them shits look good behind me. Then I'm white people collect shit. CDs weren't popping. I like Dipset shit, so I started buying like the vinyls when they came out.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Now I got a little eBay business where I be selling vinyls and Funkos and all that shit. So like I kind of like rotate the shit through. You feel me?
It's smart. It's smart.
Trying to got that felony. I ain't never gonna get no. Well, I mean, I could get like a Walmart job or some shit, but I can't fuck with that, and especially not to work till retirement and shit. You know what I'm
saying? I mean, you can. You just got to get like jobs with people who don't care about stuff like that. Like people who know you do data. A lot of the times, they'll hire you and they don't really care. So.
All right. Well, the point, put it even more simply, I don't want no boss.
Bet.
You know
that's
what
I'm working toward.
Yeah. Nah. You gonna get there. So, this gonna be a little delicate because maybe you can't answer this, but you took a little hiatus in your career, and I noticed that Carnal Knowledge on your EP was from before the hiatus, and that is one of the most well-written songs of that nature I've ever heard in my life. So I'm kind of curious during this, let's say 4 or 5 year hiatus, were you maybe not taking a hiatus from music and perhaps, I don't know, writing songs for other people?
I took a hiatus from music and I mastered my craft. I did a lot of writing the songs and recording and not putting out, because I was listening to it and going back and working on my dialect, my pronunciation, whether or not I enunciated certain words, the slang terminology, growth, catching beats, cadences, like starting songs with the verse versus starting songs with the hook, having intros and working on, doing voiceovers over tracks and stuff. I really worked on perfecting myself.
So what's one thing you think you significantly improved on?
Definitely the delivery. I remember getting on the mic and sounding like, like a angry female, feeling like if you're female and you have to rap, you have to sound angry all the time and stuff. And then as I grew, I wanted to sound sexy. You know, I wanted to say certain things, but I didn't want to sound like I was yelling it at anyone or pressing a dude or anything like that. And I learned how to change my tone and just and the way that I say things, and just delivery was just everything. That was a very big part of my growth, was how I choose to deliver what I'm saying and working on my tone and my etiquette with the song.
I ain't trying to get into Ari Lennox territory here, but when you talk about sex, it seems like there's more of a romantic element to your music than some other I can't stand the term femcs. Let's just say people that rap about sex shit.
There you go. Oh yeah. So I feel like there's, I don't know, maybe I'm different from most females, but you know, sex isn't just sex to me. There's a story behind it. There's a reason why I decided to sleep with that person and give that person me. And if I'm going to talk about it, I'm going to talk about it in full. You know, I want you to know, like, hey, I chose you to give you this from me. And, you know, I want you to relate to it on more than just sex. And, you know, I want you to see me in a different way.
I mean, yeah, I can. That's beautiful, because I mean, you know, there is obviously sometimes people might satisfy their biological urges or whatever, but you know, long term without romance, sex ain't really shit.
Right.
Or
And
at least a connection. You know, maybe there might not be romance, but you know, genuine love, because you know.
even if it's a one night stand, like there was some sort of a romanticism that led you to feel like, okay, I can sleep with this dude, you know? Like
Right.
I'm attracted to him. Something in the way that he did something made you go for him. So not only talk about, you know, how you went for him, but talk about how you got to that point. You know, build the story.
Yeah, nah, that wise words. I mean, shit. I bet you more people could do the you know, only have sex with people they have a connection with. You know what I'm saying? So
Yes.
I'm not. So you know, we talking about Pretty Savage, your latest project, 6-song EP. I'm curious, like anybody who's watching this, the pretty parts, you know, blatantly apparent, but what's savage about you? Tell us about the savage.
The savage in me used to run with the boys. I used to think I was, you know, the dope girl. You know, I was never like on the let me stick my hand out. You know, it don't necessarily mean it was a bad type of savage. You know, it just means I was a hustler. Like even now, there's always a reason to have more than one stream of income. You know what I'm saying? Like be it having a regular job and, you know, running in the streets, or, you know, however you feel like getting that money, get that money, but be pretty, you know, while you're getting it.
Nah, I can dig it. Like Cameron used to
Never
say,
lose
I'm
your,
fly when I hustle.
yeah, get your bag and never lose your crown. That's what it's all about. Like me being a savage, like isn't a money savage. If there's a way for me to get money out of something that I'm doing, I'm gonna find it.
I don't think savage is a bad term. I just think it's somebody that goes is extremely aggressive towards what, you know, whatever they're doing, be it
Oh
fighting,
yeah,
getting money, whatever.
absolutely.
I mean, you could be a savage teacher, you know.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Just it's about just going after whatever you got till there's nothing else to get from it.
Man, you, you got a lot of wisdom. I'm curious. I wasn't even gonna go there with this, but do you think Karen is a racist term?
Hmm. I'm not gonna say it's a racist term because I've used Karen on, you know, black people and white people. I've been like, why you been a Karen? I don't think it's a racist term. I think it's a term, it's stereotypical though. I think that we see people who have this certain attitude or approach toward certain situations. And, you know, it's a fucked up opinion. But, you know, nonetheless, can I say that on here?
Yeah.
Okay. Nonetheless, like it's how I choose to stereotype a specific group of people, be it a woman or a man, black, white, purple, blue, whatever. If you coming in a situation and you're very opinionated, but yet very, you know, uneducated and not too much knowledge on what's going on in the whole situation, you just know that this is how you do it and you want everyone to do it your way, you're Karen. Like, dude, lighten up, relax, it's fine.
The only thing
It's
about
not racist.
The only thing about that whole thing was like I was amazed that the world didn't know that rich white women be acting the fuck up when they don't get their way. Like I was like, yeah, damn, y'all surprised by that shit?
You know what? My granddad, you said I was wise, and it's probably because of the way he brought us up. When we would go to DC, Washington DC, to visit for the summer, he would take us when we were younger to galas and balls and stuff like. And I would see Karens growing up, and so for me, it was like, and it could
Yeah,
be
what the
any.
fuck part of DC was you in? I'm from DC. Well, you was at galas and balls with kids. You going to like the Kennedy Center or some shit?
My grandfather worked for the government, so we went to a lot of his events growing up. He started out in the military, retired with the Purple Heart.
Oh, so y'all
Then
was
he went,
downtown. Y'all was in like
yeah, he went over
Southwest.
to
Yeah.
Pentagon, and he came back from the Pentagon and started working for the Capitol. And he was like really good friends with Colin Powell, and I mean, I met some very monumental people. But again, I saw Karens back when I was younger, because them rich white women didn't get their way, and them rich black women didn't get their way. Them rich white men or rich black men. If you rich, you don't get your way, you immediately become a Karen. You're like, I can buy and sell 10 of you. Like, I heard someone say that when I was younger, and I was like, wow. That was my first experience of seeing a Karen. But and it was a black woman, actually. So
You know,
yeah.
like a lot of white people, when they first meet me, they don't know shit about me. Like they don't know that I grew up, I was like the only white person in my neighborhood, all that type of shit. Like I ain't know like Malibu's most wanted motherfucker. I'm like a product of my environment and shit. And
Yeah.
but before they figure that shit out, that they'll be their regular self around me, like how they talk to, like, I guess, a white person, not of my character, should we say. And I heard somebody say that same shit to somebody one time. Like, I could buy myself, they said 5. And I was like, for real? Where you gonna do that at? Like damn, you know a spot the cops slaves at? The fuck kind of shit you be on?
Right. It throws me. It throws me. The things people say and the way people present themselves will always throw me off, because I don't know. I work with, I'm a metadata engineer, and I am in a predominantly white male industry. And they expect me to be, prim and proper. And I come in there in the mornings, I'm like, good morning, y'all. What's up? How y'all doing? And I'm the lead. And so once they got used to me doing it, after like the first week, when I come in, they'll say, hey boo. Now they hey boo me. It's not like we got to be out, because I'm not that type of person. Be who you are, get your job done, but be who you are.
See, maybe I could have a boss if I had a boss like that, but I done met too many Karens. I ain't meet enough writers, I guess.
Yeah, probably, because they know I really don't. As long as you get your job done, I don't care.
So while you touching on the metadata stuff, I didn't get a chance to check it out, but Juice was telling me that you got an NFT podcast.
Yeah, so we are actually going public. We were trying to go public last week, some technical difficulties and with the licenses and stuff, so we didn't go public yet. But we are going public. We're in beta version right now for Mouth Almighty podcast. It is, the NFTs will be, digital artwork of whatever the podcast was about. And the sound bites will be like, what are the hottest catchphrases from that show that night was. Like, I might say something like, put it in a bag, and it might be a sound bite that's attached to one of the artworks, and it's yours to use, in memes and TikToks and whatever.
But you know what I see the people doing with the NFTs the most, that are buying them, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is using them as their avatars, because then it's like a one-on-one. It's like a flex.
Oh yeah, because they're like, look what I bought. Look how much I spent on this.
And like when I try to explain it to people who don't understand, I'd be like, you got kids? And they'd be like, yeah. So I'm like, do they ever buy skins on Roblox or Minecraft? That's what that's what an NFT is, except it lasts forever and can potentially gain in value.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. My son buys the Fortnite stuff. When I started explaining to him how NFTs would tie into the podcast, he was like, that's cool, and I want one. And I'm like, who's spending that much money on you? So, I think the kids are getting it more so than the adults are.
They probably used to, that virtual world, like, a lot of adults. I mean, like, if you my age, I just turned 44 this week. So I remember not only before cell phones, I remember before, well, I remember the big ass cell phones, but I remember before, like, smartphones. I remember when the computers used to have green letters and shit. So,
Oh yeah.
motherfuckers are, Oregon Trail and all that type shit, Carmen, San Diego. But
Oh yeah, I remember Oregon Trail and Carmen.
but like motherfuckers over 35, that shit probably be incomprehensible to them. They're like, but I remember when MP3s first started coming out, people be like, I want the real thing. I want the CD. Not even thinking like, damn, this shit saves mad storage.
Yeah.
So, and anytime something new comes along, there's going to be a generation against it, a generation a little bit cool with it, and then a generation that embraces it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I think that I'm an 80s baby, and I think that growing up in the 80s and, we were there from the beginning of technology. So we just kind of go along with the flow. The new kids, they only get what's out right now, and people before us don't want any of this. And It's kind of like, we're in between because we've been there without it and we've been with it.
Well, I think that I got this concept called old brain, and I think people develop. I think people develop old brain. Like one symptom is they'll start saying things like, "There's no good music anymore," which is just ridiculous. It's just not on the radio. But trust me, you can find new good music if you like music. But people getting that old brain shit. Like, another thing they might say is they shoot too many threes in the NBA now. But people just get conditioned to things how it is one way, and then when it starts to change, they develop that old brain. I try to fight diligently against ever developing old brain about anything.
Yeah, I hear people say there's no good music, but I am constantly like, I follow hashtags on Instagram, like, new indie music or new underground music and things of that nature. Can I?
We'll pause. All right, we're back after a brief break. So I kind of got the feeling from Pretty Savage that it was just like a little bit of an appetizer for things that are going to come. But before we get off of it, are you still gonna do a video for Excel? Because I really like that song a lot too.
I am. I'm currently trying to find a video model for that song. It's a little bit more difficult because, Valentine's Day just passed and everybody got in relationships for Valentine's Day, and no girl wants their guy to be, right, in the back seat of a Jeep in the middle of a video. So I'm working on it. I think that's probably the biggest thing of being a female artist is finding male models before, you get, somebody to say, okay, this is your male model, before you get people to find them for you. I now see why it costs so much money to like pay a production crew, because it's hard finding models and dancers and getting a camera.
You know about
crew.
Model Mayhem?
I have been on there. I can't find anyone locally, so I may outsource to other cities on Model Mayhem, but I couldn't find anyone locally, so I'm gonna have to go outsource with it.
Damn. And where are you at?
I'm in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. So I'm in the Trey.
Okay. So you by Shaw and all that?
Yeah.
Okay. My man went to Shaw. I've been to Winston-Salem a few times.
Okay, yeah. It's interesting out here.
I had fun. But I mean, I was on campus at Shaw for homecoming. It's not like I went around in Winston-Salem like that.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, because they had that whole little like locals versus college student shit going on. And all my friends was like DC dudes, and they said whenever they went out, it was always like static and shit.
Yeah, I went to Shaw's pre-dawn a couple years back. I went to their pre-dawn and went to State's pre-dawn. I actually got invited by some college students, and I was like, yo, like I am, I told them, I was like, yo, I'm 30, at the time I was 30. And they're like, oh, it doesn't matter, just come through. You don't look it. And they brought me on through. So
yeah, damn, you damn sure don't look over 30. I thought you was like 22 or some shit. When you said I'm a metadata engineer, I'm like, damn, we got a little Doogie Howser up in this motherfucker.
Yeah, I love data. That's probably one of the bigger parts of me too. And that honestly, engineering data, you have to learn everything in coding is a cadence, the same as music. So music came naturally to me because I would listen to the beat and I developed the cadence in my own head, whether it be ABC, ABC, AABB, ABAB, ABABC, I would develop some sort of a cadence and just write to it as soon as I would hear the beat. So I think it helps a lot with my music.
Now I can dig it. I'll be telling people, like, I do this great American teaching where you go talk to kids and stuff. And I tell kids all the time, man, if you can master them video games, you could definitely master Pro Tools or Photoshop. And if you want to work in everybody ain't gonna be no rapper, but you can definitely get jobs in the music industry, well-paying jobs.
Oh yeah.
And like you already got the skills and you don't even know it, because that shit you be doing on them video games is harder than Photoshop. I can tell you that right now.
Yeah,
because I done did covers for like Future and Snoop, right? But I can't play shit on the motherfucking Xbox anymore. It's too many motherfucking buttons. You know what I'm saying?
I'm pretty good with the video games. I'm not good at all at Photoshop. And Pro Tools, I'm okay, but I've learned Fruity Loops like the back of my hand, and I can record in Fruity Loops and send it to a producer and get it, mastered and mixed and mastered down. But as far as doing
you would learn Photoshop in no time then. If you can do Fruity Loops, you could definitely do Photoshop. I bet if you fucked with it for like a week, you'd be amazed at what you was doing.
I definitely have to try it out then. I definitely will.
Nah, I trust me, I got the faith of the mustard seed in that, because that metadata shit is hard too. If you can do metadata and Fruity Loops, shit, there ain't too much you ain't gonna be able to do on a computer.
If you can do Excel, you can do metadata though. Honestly, like Excel is probably my best friend. And the song, if you listen to the song, Excel actually make references to data in it. I'm gonna spread it on a sheet, like spreadsheet, Excel spreadsheet.
Oh no, I caught it.
I was in school when I was writing that song, so
man, this should be an NFT. I guarantee you this is the first time anybody ever talked about Excel on a hip hop podcast.
My bad.
Oh no, shit, I love it. Shit, I'm trying to be different. That's why I don't be asking for no likes, no follows, none of that shit.
Yeah.
Because I don't know, a lot of that should be annoying to me. Like, I don't want to listen to 5 minutes of what you gotta do and what you got coming up, and follow this and like this and all that type shit. Like, if I like your shit, I'll find it and like it, and that's how I feel like they'll do with me.
Yeah, for sure.
And I ain't trying to lose audience while I'm sitting here rambling about my fucking social media and shit.
Yeah, I'm trying to get better at interacting on social media. It's nothing personal. I'm just an introvert. So I mean, it's like I'll scroll all day, but to actually post.
You funny though, so you should definitely post more.
Oh, thank you.
The credit score bigger than her ass.
Oh yeah, you know what? On the team, JusJoose produced that song. JusJoose produced that song, and he heard me rapping it. And he was just like, when I started saying the words and stuff in the studio, because we went to audio box to record it, you could tell he was looking at me. You could tell he was like laughing at it, but it was like, it's hard, but it's funny at the same time. Like, so I want to play with it. If I'm gonna make it, I want to enjoy it.
I mean, since it's out on the table, can I ask anything?
Oh, sure.
All right. So, like, clearly you're an attractive young lady. Has a young man or a young woman ever told you that they found you attractive enough, but you didn't have a big enough butt?
Yeah.
Aw.
Yeah, and it was funny because he said it, but the chick he's dating now has more stomach than the ass. So it's like, here I am, no stomach, and I'm actually gaining weight, and you dating somebody who has literally, I mean, like, she's not a fat chick at all, but her stomach just looks pregnant, and she's not.
So he could have had some, but he got a muffin.
Yeah, he could have had a cupcake, but you got a muffin.
Hey, dudes are stupid.
There's nothing wrong with a muffin. It's just an ugly cupcake.
Word. And not yeah, and it faked like it was a healthy breakfast food for like 40 years when that shit was basically like eating birthday cake for breakfast.
Yeah.
But yeah, ain't nothing wrong with a muffin. But like I already alluded to it. I ain't gonna lie, I keep getting off track because you're so compelling to talk to. But thank you. So the Pretty Savage was a warm up, and you got the Excel video coming. So what else can we expect musically? Like what's on your docket for 2022?
I'm working on a new EP. It was actually, I was gonna put this EP out before. It's called Hello Neighbor. And it's gonna be a mix of, because I'm older, so I don't want to only make, trap music, but I know about it, so I can talk about it. But it's also gonna be, sexy songs and stuff like that too. I want to give off the who is the girl next door type vibe, not, oh, this the girl next door is typically like some sexy raunchy stuff. Like I want to give sex, but like you said before, I want to deliver it the way I've been delivering it. And a little bit of trap music in there, a little bit of dance tracks. I want to drop an EDM track on there too. I just have to see how that goes.
Shit, holla at your man Frenchie. When I was doing my research for the episode I got coming up with him, it said he was getting into EDM after he went on tour with Steve Aoki.
I started with EDM. And at that time it was like, oh, that's not black music. I was told that's not black music, it's not black enough. So I received less support from my following, and it actually it plummeted a lot because of me putting out EDM. But now I'm to the point where I don't care if you follow me or not. Like if I want to do it now, I know that if I want to do something, I can do it, and that's just what I'm gonna do now. So
that's so ironic because to me EDM comes from black music. It's totally derivative of the hip hop DJ culture.
Yeah,
And then you throw in some of the Jamaican DJ, some of the dance hall, the dub plate and all that. I mean,
yeah,
and then some white dudes who figured out some sound effects, and that's how you got EDM. I mean, that's a. I guess I could see that because I remember when that shit first started being popular, motherfucker. Because I was on parole and I had to work a job in Virginia where it's like all white people, right? And they love that shit. But then like when I go back to where I live at, yeah, I was like, yo, listen to this shit because there's this one song that was like, let's get high and then fuck. And I was like, yo, listen to this shit these motherfuckers is listening to. And they're like, damn, that's some white people. I ain't never heard no white people shit. Like that's like the whitest shit ever. But like the first time
they were telling me.
but like the first time I heard it, I was like, damn, these motherfuckers owe hip hop a huge debt.
Yeah.
So
that's what I thought. I felt like, it was I have a song Inches and a song Slut that I took down. I'm gonna put them out. Maybe it's bonus tracks because I have people like, what happened to those songs? And now that I know that there are people who actually listen, you know what I'm saying? I'll never let a naysayer kind of, correlate how I go about it ever again. Because I feel like I took away a great thing.
I kind of got that impression from you. I kind of feel like if you're convinced about something, you look at doubt as validation that you're onto something.
Yeah.
I found that often to be the case too. Like when you really know something, and then like 4 or 5 people are telling you that it's wrong, but you really feel it. That's almost like more of a reason to do it than to listen to those 4 or 5 people. Because when you hear them old people talking about regrets, it's always some shit about I didn't spend enough time with my family and I didn't take this chance.
Oh yeah.
So kudos for you for living life to the fullest. Like I want to die with no regrets. At least as far as taking chances. Like obviously we all gonna make mistakes, but I don't want to regret not trying something.
Oh yeah, like I tell people every day, like people are always asking me like, how do I stay, on this vibe? Because it doesn't matter what kind of day I'm having. I try to keep this, this upbeat energy and stuff. People ask about it, I'm like, because you wake up every day and you make a choice. You can do whatever you want, or you can do what everyone else wants you to do.
Word.
I wake up and do whatever I want. So
well, give me an example of something people wanted you to do that you didn't do.
Let's see. People wanted me to take the job at IBM. I got an opportunity at IBM, but they wanted me to move, and basically I had to delete all my social media that would have talked about my music and anything. Everything had to be deleted because when you work for them, you're theirs. And it's a great salary, a 6-figure salary, but it's a 6-figure salary, a good enough trade-off for giving up you. Like, I mean, they said no social media, and if they find you on it, they fire you, and it's a breach of contract, so they can take you to court for this. Things could get really serious because someone doesn't want you to be yourself. Everybody's like, it's a great opportunity, take it. I didn't take it
Good.
And the position that they hired me for was empty 2 months later. The girl got sued because, you know, she didn't want to, she said, you know, this is taking away my Second Amendment rights. And she's right in a way, but you signed that contract and I didn't think that was best for me. And my family thought it was selfish, but looking back on it, I would never like take away my ability to express myself and stuff, you know?
Plus, I'm sure you're not cool with Nazis. Do you know do you know how IBM made a significant portion of its fortune?
Oh no, I actually did
It,
not do
it,
very
it,
much. I wasn't interested in working for them, so I did no research on the company.
they
None.
invented a punch card system in the 30s, which they licensed to Adolf Hitler, which is what he used to keep track of the Jews in the Holocaust camps.
Oh wow. So they just
And they were well aware of that fact. They did through a subsidiary company to deflect blame. Anybody who's listening to this can Google it, look it up. Look it up. IBM involvement with concentration camps. They were
wow.
active participants. Didn't give the money back. None of that shit. That's just one of the many fuck facts about IBM. But IBM is nothing but fuckery.
Yeah, I'm glad I didn't take it. I just didn't see a point in working for a company that doesn't want me to have any outlet whatsoever. Like, no, you can never have a social media again once you work for us. No, I'm fine.
Especially not making music. Like, what fuck kind of shit is that? That'd be like telling a motherfucker not to draw. I bet if there was a motherfucker that made like landscape paintings, they won't tell them to stop selling landscape paintings.
Yeah, they just didn't. They just were like, no social media. I was like, oh no, this won't work for me.
Yeah,
and the man
boss
looked at me and said, you're going to give up your career for social media? And I was like, giving up my career, because I said, it's not giving up my career. It's giving up an opportunity with your company. And I told them straight up, your company will never make or break me, but I'm not giving up who I am for anyone or anything. That's like selling my soul to y'all. I won't express how I feel to anyone about anything anymore if y'all just give me this salary. No.
Shit, I couldn't agree with you more. Shit, I like you more when hearing that's super. What's up? Shit, that's a hashtag super solid.
Thank you.
And salute to you for standing up for it. So this EP is tentative. Will it be before summer?
It will be probably early summer. I have a couple of big features that I want to get on there, and I know from looking at those artists' social medias that they have a lot going on, so I probably won't get the track back for a month, at the very least. But I have some things locked in and I'm working on them, and I want to get those songs on the EP. Definitely want I want another song with Frenchie, but I definitely want one with Valley Baby. We've been in communication. She's pretty cool. I like her. But we gotta work. We gotta talk a little bit more about numbers and stuff like that. But I definitely want a song with her. And light skin Keisha, because she's light skin Keisha.
Yeah.
Have you heard her? Are you familiar with her?
I am.
I love her.
Again, I hate the term femcs, but I'm always interested because I like underdogs, and I know what women got to go through. So if they make it, and they're not like, well, I don't want to disparage anybody. So if they're not on some ratchet shit, they're almost always like nice as fuck on the mic. Which light skinned Keisha is she's pretty nice, but she charismatic as a motherfucker.
Yeah, I love her tone, and Bally, I feel like I can let out my my wild self with, but Keisha's my, if I want to rap about some trap shit but be on some grown shit at the same time, that's who I would look to for it, because she's developed herself that way. She's very polished, and I think that a lot of us indie artists are so polished that we get overlooked because they want those wild and rambunctious new artists to come out. And we're like, we trying to make a career, but we also trying to carry ourselves in a way to where we can make this last, longevity. Don't burn no bridges by getting out here acting a fool. because a lot of artists won't work with you just because of how you carry yourself.
Man, if you get those features, I mean, even without it, you should definitely press up 1,000 vinyls. You know that costs like 5,000 or less, and if you sell them for $20, that's a $15,000 profit. And I know you could. I know you could sell 1,000 vinyls.
I'm sure I could. I'm sure I could. I'll definitely look into that. That's another stream of income. See.
I mean, I'd be more than willing to share the information with you. I know like 7 or 8 places that press them, and you just like look at what sales they got going on at the time. Sometimes you can get them for as low as 3,500, but the EPs fit on one record, so the production cost is cheaper.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, yeah, definitely. We'll be in contact once we finish the interview about that.
I mean, I just give you the links and shit. I'm not gonna try to middle it and take no cut or nothing. Like these are like factories. You hit them up. Send them. I mean, it's easy as shit too. It's as easy as putting music on Spotify.
Okay, for sure.
You just upload the MP3s and the cover art. Yeah, I mean, it take like 3 months till you get it though.
That's fine. That's fine. We got time. So.
Oh yeah. I mean, I don't know if you noticed, but like a lot of people, their vinyl don't come out until like 4 months after the album comes out on like Spotify and all that. So that's regular.
Okay, so that's just normal procedure then. So fine.
I mean, like the larger people, like Adele, like her shit will be out the same day, but even Adele, somebody like Jim Jones, like it takes like 3 months. You said Adele's what?
I would never compare myself to Adele, Beyonce, Rihanna, or Nicki, or even Cardi, because I like Cardi too. I just the level, the way they, a lot of people mess up comparing themselves and coming in too arrogant. I would never compare myself to them, but I would always look up to them. Those are definitely people that I look up to in music. Beyonce, Cardi, Nicki, Adele.
You're kind of incomparable. Like, if anything, you kind of remind me of like a modern Southern MC Lyte, maybe. But maybe, but that's if I'm forced to come up with a comparison. Oh, I mean, if you know about MC Lyte, how could you not?
Yeah, did you get her gold album?
I did not. I was unaware of it. I know what I'm fitting to do.
Genius. I love her. The way that she took her style and implemented it into today's culture. Because the culture changes and we just adapt to it.
Right.
But she took herself, her regular MC Lyte self, and she found a way to make it conventional for today's culture, and she worked and she did it. She did great. I
agree, and does not get enough credit. And she's a dope actress.
Oh, absolutely, and she's very, very active in the Black community too.
Oh yeah,
very active.
Oh, she definitely uplifts young creatives or behind the scenes. Yeah, MC Lyte is just I mean, God. No pun intended, beacon of light. Well, shit, talking about actors, shit, you got me curious. What type of shit do you be watching?
Right now I'm watching Euphoria, obviously.
Right.
That's a deep show. Love that show.
Who's your favorite character?
I'm not gonna even. Most people are saying Zendaya, which she does an excellent role, but I think my favorite character is Maddie for sure. I definitely relate to her, especially like with her characteristics, like playing tough, but really inside, she might be hurting, but you wouldn't know it because she plays tough. And instead of like being loud with the revenge, she's like me. She just gets really quiet and just kind of lets it stew. And then she gets you back.
She's 29. She's 29 in real life.
She is.
Yeah.
That's probably why we relate. We're close in age.
Yeah. I fuck with Maddie. I could super relate to Rudo because well, not like but I've had
I know what you're saying.
Well, I mean, like I got mental health issues, and I mean, I guess if you're an addict, you're always an addict, but I ain't. I mean, I still smoke and shit, but I ain't use a drug or drink other than that in like well over a decade. But
congratulations, that's a big feat.
Well, I mean, I had a kid. Like when I got married, I never had sex with no one else because I'm like, why get married? You know, when I had a kid, I stopped doing drugs because I'm like, why have a kid?
Yeah.
I mean, you can't do both. You know, you can't serve two masters.
Yeah. No, you can't. I think with Rue, as far as relating to her, definitely touching on mental health, definitely had my own I wasn't addicted to drugs or anything like that. But I battle and still battle to this day with, you know, depression and anxiety. And it's nothing my parents did or anything like that. I think it's just PTSD from, you know, broken hearts and broken friendships and just, you know, being let down by people who I had, you know, asked to, you know, manage me and things like that. I had a girl who was supposed to manage me and she took all of my music and put it out as her own. She didn't go anywhere, but obviously people didn't think, you know, that was her, especially not the stuff that I was rapping about. So she didn't go anywhere, but I suffered from PTSD and didn't do music for a while because of that.
Plus, I mean, Winston-Salem ain't Mayberry.
Yeah.
I mean, I know about it, you know. It ain't the south side of Chicago, but it definitely get live.
Oh yeah. It gets real out here. But you know, I don't burn bridges and I don't have bad blood. You know, it's always gonna be a couple females or males who don't like you, but I go everywhere comfortably. So
yeah, me too. I ain't never much been in the business of cultivating ops, you know, I don't really got many enemies.
I don't have enemies. Like I have females who don't, you know, might be like, oh, I don't like her, but they don't have a reason why they don't like me. They just
I mean, they do. It's always like they might not admit it, but it's almost always in the back of their head. She doesn't deserve this type shit.
Probably it. That's probably it because they are definitely local rappers.
Yeah,
so you know, of course they're like, oh, she don't work as hard as us, but little do they know, you know, I actually put a reel up a week ago. It was like, you know, I did a show and the guy was like, you know, where's your manager? Where's your hype person? Where's your glam crew? Where's your music tech? And I'm like,
right here. I saw that on Instagram. Yep.
Like I just, you know, he said you put, you know, like the thing says you put an I in team. I put 4 in there. Dot.
Yeah.
It's me that, you know.
You know, and unfortunately, like I think that's a sign of weakness. A lot of people view someone else's success as like a governor on their own opportunity or potential. When in reality, if you make it out of Winston-Salem, man, it's going to be record companies coming to Winston-Salem to see if there's any other talent there. You know, rising tide lifts all boats. So if anything, those girls should be, and not even girls, anybody who feels that way should be celebrating anybody who makes it in their city. You know, and trying to lift that up. Because I mean,
females, you know, there's one who kind of stands off to her own, but you know, she's like that with everyone. So like I said, I don't take her to heart. But the guys is probably like, I did tracks with guys and I ran on the track. Got on there and ate it up. And they never put the songs out. So it's like, and they would tell me, oh, you went harder than me. I got to redo my verse. And they wouldn't redo their verse or they would just take me off the song. So a lot of the times it's the males. They don't want to hear a female rapping harder than them.
Right. And they always trying to bring female rappers around because they want to fuck them. Like male rappers, stop trying to fuck the female artist.
We're not interested.
Or at least don't use that as the pretense to work with them.
Yeah, like this is my thing. I'm not interested in sex. Like I don't mind doing songs about sex, but I feel like, guys, if you're gonna approach me about a feature and you like, oh, I want you to go hard on the track, don't send me nothing about sex. Flip a brick. Flip a brick, you know. Like, you want me to get on a beat and run and go hard and be, you know, the Pretty Savage, flip a brick in a song. I'm gonna eat you alive. But sex, you know, you're gonna get that calm tone that you get with Excel, because I don't want to come off like, hey, let me pop this on your face. Like what? Like, you know.
Word.
I can't do sexy and loud at the same time. It doesn't work.
I mean, that's just staying true to your character. They know maybe in the future you might do a concept EP where you are like that, and you take a alter ego or something. But I mean, right now you're still discovering yourself musically, you know,
Yeah, discovering
and
myself and becoming
and your voice is authentic. So if that's not how you act in real life, it ain't gonna be how you act on a song.
yeah, and it sounds forced if you try to do something that you know you're not doing.
Yeah, it sounds like Takashi.
That.
Because when you saw that shit from the first second, did you not just like immediately question like what the fuck? Because I'm not even gonna lie, I like Gummo, like the song itself. That shit was kind of hard. I ain't gonna front. Like everybody tried to, even with Vanilla Ice back in the day, they act like they don't like Ice Ice Baby. Like
I ain't gonna lie,
Gummo was hard, but
his song slapped. But I said from the beginning, like, and you know, no offense, I was just like, who is this little Mexican and white boy? Like, and why is he just so, you know, comfortable with the appropriation? Like the songs are hot, but it's appropriation. Like, and I can't jig with it because it's not real. This ain't who this boy is.
I mean, yeah, see the appropriation part. I mean, where he's from. I mean, his dad got killed in a murder. So, but
yeah.
like, but the thing was, he ain't doing that shit. So like,
the appropriation.
I don't got no problem with people rapping about their life. Like social commentary is necessary. Like, I mean, Ice Cube was reporting shit that they wouldn't say on the news. That type shit's necessary. But a motherfucker who ain't doing that shit, who's glorifying it, basically you're just making money off Black Death, homie.
That's what I meant by the approach. Like you making money off of being in the gang and being 6ix9ine and running with them, you know, and you're not.
I ain't into profiting off Black Death. You know, that's why I don't ever have people talking about their beefs on the show, because I know what that shit can really lead to. And I don't give a fuck if I lose 100,000 views because I didn't. Well, I'm not gonna say the name, but I had an artist very famous say fuck another artist very famous, and I didn't even put that shit out because I know that both of their camps would have been at it.
Yeah, it's a lot of people think that rap beef is just on the song, and like it goes so much deeper than that. Like I've even with local artists, I've seen them, you know, diss each other on tracks, and then they come to the club to see who can put on a better show, and it's a better shootout. You know, it turns out it's who can have the better shootout. You know, and it's just it gets real. That's why I tell people all the time, don't when y'all see, you know, two big male artists going at it from two different labels and two different gangs and stuff, don't sit there in the comments and amp that up.
Right.
Because they reading, regardless of whether or not they reacting to it, they reading. And you can say something like, oh, this man said he was gonna kill him, and that man never said it. And then boom, you know, somebody's dead. It's just not cool. Rap beef ain't it.
That's my problem with a lot of the hip hop media. I feel like, you know, maybe they know the music history, but they don't understand the culture, and they're irresponsible. Like I kind of got shut out because, you know, they did. I was probably I had a little blog that was popping. I was potentially gonna be in the Complex Network. They did a background check on me, and they're like, "Yeah, kick rocks, homie," because I got like I got a pretty big drug conviction. But in my mind, I'm like, I'm the one that you need because I'm gonna be keeping people from, but they don't give a fuck. You know, they you know, like Complex, they want a motherfucker on a story talking about I want to kill this person. So then they go to that person and interview them, and you know, just like vibe with the East Coast, West Coast. You know, they want them magazine sales, they want them views. They don't give a fuck about Pac and Biggie and King Von and
you know what's crazy? Journalists get killed behind this mess too. Journalists, like, because I mean, and you know, I get that, you know, you might not have studied journalism, that might not be your field, but when you're doing interviews and stuff like that, you're taking on the role of a journalist, and you putting this stuff out here, and you might put something out about one side that they don't like, and the next thing you know, you the one getting the death threats, and now you got beef, and they the ops with you. You know what I'm saying? And then the other side that was talking about them ain't even really rocking with you like that. So now you have no protection. Who you gonna check into when you go out of town and stuff? You know, because let's be real, when you step foot off that plane, you need to check in with somebody.
Oh yeah, you got to know how to move. Like I did mad interviews like in Harlem or name mad places, dangerous places. And like
Yeah.
I'd have somebody that's well respected in that area meet me before I got there.
Yeah. Yeah, you got to. That's why people have to be comfortable, have to be careful when they're doing these interviews and not get too comfortable to where they want to talk about, rap beef and stuff like that. Like, I ain't never been on that type of time, and I'll never get on that type of time because it's not, I feel like as ladies, we don't even have no business acting like that in public. Like, if that's how you feel in private, great, but don't act like that in public. Don't get on that type time because you don't know who's dealing with who and on what level.
And for the most part, these
really
journalists do not care about you.
No, they don't. The labels will be like, oh, they got killed, sign somebody just like me.
Word. Well, nah, there's one step in between that. Then they press the person who's got killed mother to sign away the rights to the music so they can hurry up and put out an album.
Oh yeah. Put out the album so we can make our money back because we letting this fool run rampant. It's like it ain't good. So just being really careful with beef and stuff in the industry is like a big thing with me. I make it a point to not, it's okay to not be cool with people, but I make it a point to not step on toes and burn bridges for sure.
Man, wise words.
Yeah, I mean, I've had people play my music and tell me it was trash, and I took it and I ate it because in this industry you need these people. When you come out with a song that's not trash, you want that person to remember when they played that trash and they hear the new stuff and they see the growth and have a good memory and not, oh, this person cussed me out because I didn't like their trash, I didn't like their music. Right. Everybody's like it.
And then when they hear that 20th song that they like, they might go back to the one that was trash and finally appreciate it.
Oh, I get where they were going with this type vibe instead of, oh, this is the song that made that artist cuss me out and talk trash about me. I don't want to be that artist.
Well, I mean, think about how many albums you listened to that you really liked, and there was like one song you didn't like, right? But then a year later, you start realizing that you fuck with that song hard. Yeah. Exactly. It's so much interesting shit about you and or talking to you, and like I said, you're relatively new on the scene. So I'd hate to leave money on the table, but before we finish, is there anything that I haven't touched on that's noteworthy, interesting?
I think just the producers that I've worked with thus far, and I'm definitely gonna have a track from each producer on my new EP. I've worked with.
Oh yeah, Kelly. You had a big producer. That's right. I was supposed to ask that. Yeah, I forgot to write it down.
Sean Wright. And
there you go.
Like my brother. I honestly call that guy any time of day and just vent about the whole world to him. But that's one of the great things.
What's his name again? Sean
Wright.
Sean Wright with a W, right?
Yep, with the W. He's produced for Big Sean. He's produced for Janae Aiko. He's played live on 7th Streeter set. Got a lot more. Chris Brown definitely is in his books. I can't give too much about who he's working with right now, but he's got a lot of big things coming. But that's one of my favorite producers. That's one of the people who he likes to ask how I'm doing and what I'm going through before he creates a beat for me.
Oh, that's what's up.
He gets to know me and know my vibe. And he's like, how are you today? Okay, I'm gonna send you this beat. And he'll send me a beat and it'll be perfect. It'll like describe, I can go to it because I'm feeling that vibe at that moment. So
man, the first time that happened, that must have fucked with your head. Like, damn, is this motherfucker got a camera in my house or something? Like shit.
Yeah, we got a song we're working on right now. It's how I started Pretty Savage with Backwoods. Right. So I'm starting Hello Neighbor with it's Banana Backwoods. And it's like, I'm talking about this guy and how how I'm ready to give him a shot, but I'm also letting him know, I'm saying it's gonna hurt. I know it's gonna hurt, but I'm okay with that.
Man, that's an apt description of love.
I'm telling you, it's probably it sums up my last situation perfectly. I say situation because we weren't quite in a relationship, but we were really emotionally attached to one another. or
what's the difference between a situation and an entanglement then? You gotta be married to have an entanglement?
no, you gotta have sex. We weren't having sex. We were
Okay.
literally like,
There was no
we were literally getting to know each other. We weren't like, we were like literally so emotionally involved. Like it was weird. It was like I met him and like immediately like our hearts clicked, but that was all it was. You know what I'm saying? He's not ugly by any means. He was fine as hell. I mean, got a great job, fine as hell, banging personality, and emotions clicked, but I think it just happened too fast. And we both were like, we both got scared and went back into our own wombs. And that's why I was telling him, in the beginning, I was like, it's gonna hurt, but it's gonna hurt, but I'm ready.
Maybe that relationship PTSD you were speaking of earlier, maybe he got some of that too, and then that shit just bumped heads. I mean, maybe y'all see each other in 4 years. Sometimes it's not the right time. I know people that
for him, I don't think he's right for me. I know it's crazy because I know who I'm supposed to spend the rest of my life with. Just can't get my shit together with that person. So like, it's like
he's like that.
But this guy, like that's the worst thing the universe can do is introduce the right person to you at the wrong time. It's the absolute worst. And it's like every time the universe brings this person back, it's like I'm not where I want to be, so I'm not happy with them. And so it just became a toxic cycle because I wasn't happy with me, so I couldn't be happy with who I was with them. And it would lead to insecurities with me. And I would feel like, okay, maybe because I feel like I'm not doing enough, maybe they feel like I'm not doing enough, and maybe they're cheating and finding somebody who is. So I think, but with this guy that I was speaking on, I really hope that he finds somebody who appreciates him.
I mean, I would wish the same for every good person, right?
Yeah, he's not a bad guy at all. Like I said, sweet as can be. We had a falling out where that caused us to go back into our shells. It wasn't even a falling out. It was like he said something to the extent of playing, stepdad, and I don't play that. Like I'm not with either one of their fathers. You know what I'm saying? But I hold those men to a certain standard because my children are a part of them. And I can't allow anyone to disrespect them. So he didn't understand that. And he was like, oh, you're not supposed to care about him. It's like, it's not about caring. It's about, I can't let you say that about him.
Right. No, I mean, I'm totally with you. My oldest has only known me as a father, and she's not mine biologically. And I would never say anything bad about her father in front of her.
Yeah.
Because that's just not right.
Yeah, we split because of that. And I felt like for me, it's like if that's how it started, I can only imagine if, me and their father were to disagree on something and he tried to get involved. I don't want that. So it wouldn't work.
And then, like, what if dude was living with you? And what if dude was living with you by that point, and then, little shoddy see homie fighting her father or some shit? Like that those type of situations would just be terrible. Like point being, I'm trying to salute you for heeding the warning sign, because it's too many of us who don't heed. Like, I feel like the universe tells you what to do, and a lot of us just don't fucking listen.
And I'm very into the universe and the what the world is telling me. I'm very down to earth. I'm very earthbound. I cling to the earth. But and that's probably why guys love me, because it doesn't matter how much I can date a guy and be dead broke and we be sleeping on the floor with blankets to cover us in a house, no furniture and stuff. But if you are like, if you're trying to make a way and I see you trying to better the situation, that's one thing. But if I'm with you and things are together and you finding ways to constantly break the situation or to make it to where we have to fix something in it, it doesn't work. And that's what it was going to become. So.
Word. Shit, I can't think of no better way to end it than that. Those are wise fucking words. I've super enjoyed this conversation. I'm so glad I had the opportunity to meet and talk to you.
We met before.
We did?
When I came to the I came down to the Dirty Glove Bastard thing. To the set. I came down to the set.
I
Were
wasn't
you
there.
there? I
Nah,
thought I met everyone there. I'm sorry.
nah. I live in Tampa. I used to have my own blog, Drank and Dank,
Okay.
and I got tired of doing that shit by myself, so I became a writer for Dirty Glove Bastard.
Okay.
But yeah, I wasn't in Atlanta or nothing.
Oh, sorry. I met
Oh
so
no,
many people there that day.
you would super remember me. I got a joint tattooed on my finger, teardrops
Oh
on
yeah,
my
I would have
face.
remembered that.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
nah,
you probably
like
remember my bunny grills.
yeah, don't nobody meet me and don't remember it. I can assure you of that. I'm pretty visually compelling, you know.
I think my grills are like the only thing that people remember, and that's because I got the Lola bunny. Like I'm heavy with the Space Jam. I got the bunny teeth and everything, so people just like remember those. But yeah, I would have remembered you with that joint finger.
I fucked with Space Jam. I thought people was hating on that jump. I like that shit a lot. Talking about it's too many characters and I like seeing the motherfuckers on the side.
That was my movie.
Yeah, me too, man. Me and the kids watch that shit mad times. I got I mean, I done took them off, but I had like Space Jam shit on the set. But you know, like I said, I rotated out and started selling it. But all the little Space Jam Funkos. Shit, you gotta get you a Lola Bunny Funko.
I do. Now I gotta hit you up for that.
Follow me back on Instagram. I'll send you a link. They're only like $10.
Oh yeah, let me follow you on there. See, I'm never on there. It's not that I don't like following people. I get on and scroll and then get off. I'll follow you back for sure.
Then you'll see the message. But yeah, I'll send you the link and send you the the record links too. But last thing before we get out of here, you know, fuck my social medias, but we want people to find you. So where can they find you on your music? Talk the
Okay.
You know, Instagram. What do you use most? Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat?
So I am Ryder Bankz. You can find me on Instagram at official Ryder Bankz, and that's Ryder with a Y, Banks with a Z. You can find me on Spotify, Ryder Bankz. You can find me on Apple Music, Ryder Bankz, any streaming platform. I just launched a YouTube channel, so I have like 22 subscribers right now. Let's get me up there so I can drop some videos and some behind the scenes footage, because if you've ever seen any of my behind the scenes footage on like Facebook Live or Instagram Live, you know I'm silly as hell and it's funny. So, you know, definitely subscribe to my YouTube. Follow me on Instagram. Follow my music on Apple Music, Spotify.
Pretty Savage EP out right now. Too Lit with Frenchie and JusJoose. So over 6-figure streams out right now.
Hey, and that's a feed in itself. So definitely go ahead and like, follow, subscribe, press play, stream, do all that. And look for me on your Roku channels in the next couple of months, because I will be having a Roku channel.
Oh, that's super. What's up? Congratulations. Well, thank you so much for your time. And I would love to you know, touch back in with you when the EP comes out.
Oh, we definitely will. Thank you so much. And I hope you have a great day.
You too. All right. You take it light. Peace.
I will. Bye.